Hello, everyone. Today we are talking about Daybreak, OpenAI's new cyber defense initiative. The question is not whether AI can find bugs. The question is, what changes when bug finding can run continuously? Daybreak combines models, Codex Security, and security partners to find risk earlier, test fixes faster, and return evidence teams can trust. That sounds like speed, but speed only matters if it turns discovery into action. Security teams are drowning in signal. NIST says CVE submissions rose 263% since 2020. On Reddit, security people were arguing about noisy AI bug reports, duplicate findings, and maintainers forced to triage unproven impact. So the bottleneck is no longer only discovery. The bottleneck is confidence. That is the first reason Daybreak matters. It prioritizes high-impact threats. It tests patches inside repositories with scoped access, monitoring, and review. Then it sends audit-ready evidence back into existing systems. A finding is not finished when a model explains it. It is finished when a team can trust the fix. Codex Security is the technical center of that loop. It builds a codebase-specific threat model, entry points, trust boundaries, and high-impact paths. It validates likely issues in an isolated environment before surfacing them. And when the issue is real, it proposes a minimal patch for human review. So the promise is not a louder scanner. The promise is a closed loop from risk to reviewed remediation. But the same capability that helps defenders creates the governance problem. Cyber work is dual use. Find vulnerabilities in my code can mean responsible patching. It can also mean help me exploit a system. That ambiguity is why OpenAI built Daybreak around access tiers. Model capability is only half the story. Permission decides who can use it, where, and for what. The tiers are the policy layer. Default GPT-5.5 keeps standard safeguards for general work. GPT-5.5 with trusted access for cyber gives verified defenders more precise behavior for defensive workflows. GPT-5.5 Cyber is more permissive for authorized red teaming, penetration testing, and controlled validation. The lesson is simple. Permission should match the job. Once permission matches the job, deployment discipline becomes the whole game. Which repositories can the agent read? Can it run tests only in a sandbox? Does a patch become a pull request? Or can it touch production? Who reviews the evidence and what telemetry explains what the agent did? Daybreak is safest when the agent can validate but cannot silently change the system. This is why the partner list matters. OpenAI is trying to place capability inside the security flywheel. Researchers validate vulnerabilities. AppSec and supply chain tools stop risky code from shipping. EDR, SIEM, and identity systems detect exploitation. Network and cloud providers deploy mitigations while patches roll out. The point is not one perfect tool. The point is reducing the time between discovery, protection, and repair. That shift has a business cost. If AI makes vulnerability discovery cheaper, patch delay becomes more expensive. A critical bug is no longer just a backlog ticket. It is a race between validation, remediation, monitoring, and attacker learning. The cost is distraction, customer trust, compliance exposure, and emergency change risk. So the board-level question is not, do we have AI security? It is, can we close the loop faster than risk spreads? For teams, the practical move is disciplined experimentation. Start with one lower-risk repository and an explicit threat model. Measure validated findings, false positives, patch review time, and regressions. Then define which fixes can be drafted automatically, which require approval, and which are never automatic. The tool is new. The ownership question is not. So here is the checklist. Before deployment, ask 5 questions. What can it see? What can it execute? How does it prove a finding is real? Who approves the fix? Can we audit the whole path from finding to patch? Daybreak matters because it points to a new baseline for security work. Not more alerts, more verified fixes, not autonomy for its own sake. Controlled delegation inside real security workflows. If this helped you think more clearly about AI and cyber defense, subscribe for more practical breakdowns of AI systems.